You have to be willing to be cringe to get to the next level. You really do. I don't know who you are. I don't know what background you come from. I don't know what your specialty is in terms of work, but literally, no matter, this is a universal law. My universal law, one of my universal laws, is that you have to be willing to be cringe to get to the next level. There's no two ways about it. You can't try to beat the system. You can't try to cheat the system. You can't try to, let me just ease into it on my first few tries. You want to be great at it. You want to be perfect at it. No. Those people that you see, this is something I even tell myself, those people that you see that are in your sector, in whatever you're doing, they have the same background as you, that seem to be doing exactly what you want to do, but they are good at it, and maybe they're not that much older than you. You guys are around the same age group. Let me tell you, they have paid their dues. And that's something I always try to get ingrained into my brain, that these people have paid their dues. So the next time I look at, for example, a beauty influencer that is maybe around my age group, or a makeup artist that's around my age group, and is doing so well, her content slaps, the content eats, the makeup is slaying. No matter what it is, I always tell myself that person has paid their dues. We're never there for the beginning stages. All we see is the glory. Like people say, you never see this story, or they don't see my story, they see my glory, whatever. Whatever that line says, but it is so fact, and it is applies to what I'm saying right here. Excuse me if I'm making any kind of blunder. I'm talking really fast, so I guess the words are just like I'm just vomiting them as they come to my brain. But honestly, when you see those kind of people that are doing so well and they are in the same age group as you, just know those people have paid their dues. They also had a beginning. So now you're seeing them in their glory, you're seeing them, all the accolades they're getting. They have reached that point where the skills match up to the work, the effort that they're putting in. That may not be you right now, but just remember, you have to be willing to be cringe. And not just cringe privately, you have to be willing to be cringe in public, and you have to be okay with it. I'm still coming to the terms of, okay, I may be being cringe right now, but what I try to tell myself is that, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm in this from the long haul, for the long haul. We need to get away from instant gratification, getting rewards instantly. Whatever it is that you're doing now, you need to have this long term vision. Where do I want to see myself 5 years from now? Where do I want to see myself 10 years from now? That would be a catalyst into, making you strive, making you push forward. That would be one of your motivations. Because at the end of the day, in as much as sometimes I feel like, oh, my content might be cringe. What am I doing? What am I posting? Oh my God. In as much as sometimes I feel that way, what keeps me going is the image I have for myself 5 years from now, the image I have for myself 10 years from now. Also, I know that if I'm consistent in doing this, even though I am cringe now, surely 5 years from now I still will not be that cringe. I mean, I may be cringe at the end of the day. You can't satisfy everybody. Some people may still think that my content is cringe 5 years from now, but what I am concerned with is how I'm going to grow and see myself in 5 years. And it starts from now. It starts from now and me deciding that I'm okay with being cringe right now. I may not be okay with it all the time, but I am going against myself because my lower self right now is like, I should stay comfortable. Like, why you posting that? Girl, you are cringe, blah, 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 blah. Well, I see the image of my higher self. I see the image of the self I want to be 5 years from now. And we are not going to get there if we don't just accept the bit of cringe that is going to come with it. So honestly, to tie down, not really to tie down, but just to lay emphasis again is that you have to be willing to be cringe, literally. Think of anybody in your industry or anybody that you look up to. Believe me, they had a beginning stage where they were so cringe. They had a beginning stage where I'm sure if you saw them trying, like, it would be like, nah. You have to be willing to be bad at it and to be bad at it publicly. Like, there's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it in this life. To get good at something, you have to be bad at it, and you have to be bad at it publicly. Like, if you go to my TikTok, where I post a lot more short form content, if you go to my TikTok, I posted a video of how I was doing my makeup in 2018. It was so terrible. And the thing about that then is that I was so proud of it. In as much as it was terrible, it was cringe, it was whatever, I was like, I was still so proud of it. Like, I was going to go, I will always go out like that. Like, nobody could tell me nothing. Even when maybe people like gave me like criticism, like, oh, you need to blend better and all. I was like, yeah, okay, 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 okay. Not really paying attention because to me the makeup was eating. The makeup was really eating, honestly. But like, I was willing to be bad publicly. Like, I know that my makeup wasn't there yet. Like, obviously, I had eyes. I could see people that were lips and bound ahead of me doing their makeup or other people's makeup. I could say I wasn't there yet, but believe me, I was proud of my own efforts. That is an example of willing to be bad publicly, because in as much as okay, you might try to practice the makeup in your room over and over and over till I get better, one day you have to step out with it. Like, you have to be willing to go public with it, face criticism, and most times we are so blinded by our own efforts when we do something that sometimes you need somebody with an objectivity to come and be like, yeah. Okay, whenever I make videos like this, honestly, just me talking to myself and giving myself some very much needed reminders. You could benefit from this, but honestly, it's mostly for me, yeah. Giving myself my little pep talks and posting them. Anyway, to just tie down what I was saying about willing to be cringe is that you also should never be afraid of looking like you're trying. Like, we're all human beings. We are all in this life as one. None of us really like made the decision to be here or made the choice that oh, we wanted to be here. We found ourselves here. And it's up to us to make the best of the experience that we have. And one of these ways of making sure you have the best experience is never to be ashamed of looking like you're trying. I don't ever actually ever experienced that in the past. I don't think so. I think like one thing about me is that I'm always proud of the fact that I tried. I'm always proud of the fact that I put in effort and I did the work. Honestly, nobody's going to be perfect at the first try, second try, third. Sometimes even the 100th try, nobody's going to be perfect. And maybe it's the society we live in now, and it's probably like the expectations that social media has had of us, that people feel like they need to be perfect once they're coming into it. Like, if I'm not perfect at this, then no way. And then you look up on social media, you see all the people that are like having a big following, they're perfect at this thing you're doing, and you're like, why is it not adding up for me? Like I said, those people have paid their dues. The people that are trying, they are still there, but you're not choosing to connect with them. We want to keep looking upwards at these people that have made it. Nothing wrong with that as well. But like, there are people that are trying and are also putting their work out there. So you can, also find those people. Whatever you're looking for on social media, the algorithm is going to tailor it for you. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. So I feel like I have said the main gist of my point is you have to be willing to be cringe. Have to be willing to be cringe. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what sector you find yourself in. I don't care what your job is, whether you're a 9 to 5 entrepreneur, whatever you are, whatever you do. The cringe is the name of the game. Like, there is no, it's a universal law, like I said. There is no area you find yourself in that you don't have to be cringe. Even if you go to an office and you have a job, you're pretty much going to be clueless at first when you're doing the job. Your first few days, first few months at the job, you're not going to be all that great, but consistency over time, little habits over time, being cringe over time is going to be the game changer, honestly speaking. Yeah, that's what I have to say. So, toodles.